A new saga is about to begin. After years of fandom, countless rewatches, and debates that span generations, two warriors, Jack and Danny, finally step onto the battlefield. This time, their mission is not combat, but clarity. Fresh revelations from Japan have shaken the Dragon Ball universe to its core. New announcements emerge from Genkidamatsuir, Galactic Patrol, Enhanced Beerus, multiple timelines, multiple continuities, and a path so tangled, even seasoned fans hesitate to enter. Can Dragon Ball be made whole again? Is a definitive version possible? Or has the legend fractured beyond repair? But as the smoke clears, the story travels further back, to the very land where it all began. Through research, memory, and a chance discovery, the hosts uncover the real-world inspiration behind Goku's home. Mountains and rivers born not of fantasy, but of China itself. Guided by the imagination of the legendary Akira Toriyama, a simple landscape became a universe. The journey east begins now.
Welcome to the next episode of Journey to the East. I am one of your hosts, Jack, and
I'm your other host, Danny.
Yes, and we are co-hosts taking our collective, collaborative journey to the East together. Thank you for those of you who tuned in to our intro episode. We got a lot of feedback.
Intro episodes.
Oh yes, plural.
2.
Like part
one.
one.
Part 1, 1B.
Mm-hmm.
A, 1A, 1B.
Yeah, 1A, 1B. We got a lot of good feedback, I thought. Yeah, a lot of people seemed really into it and wanting to hear where we go next. It was a very interesting day that we launched it. We launched it on the day of Genkidamatsuir in Japan. Just to take a few seconds to talk about that.
Yeah, please do.
The big Dragon Ball heads in Japan, they announced a ton of stuff coming down the pipe. So I feel like I have been saying this for a few years, at least to you. But I feel like I can continue to say it now to all of you listeners who join us on this journey. It is a good time to be a Dragon Ball fan.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It is a really
very
good
good time.
Yeah. What were your thoughts on some of the announcements that came out? Because they basically announced 2 anime projects and 1 game.
I think the thing I'm most excited about is them continuing the Super arc with the Galactic Patrol. Is that what they called it?
Yep.
Dragon Ball Super Galactic Patrol.
Mm-hmm.
That I don't want to spoil anything for anybody because I know it's only really exists in manga form right now.
Correct. Yes.
But that was one of my favorite arcs as far as the Super stuff was concerned, was the Galactic Patrol story with Moro and all. It was so good. It was gripping.
They definitely elevated the storyline and they take it in some really interesting directions, because for those of you who weren't around during Super's initial run from, I think it was 2015 to 2018, it was about a 3-year run, the Super anime.
Yeah, because the Battle of the Gods was 2013 or 14 or something like that,
which was technically a Dragon Ball Z film.
Right.
We will get into all of this probably years from now, more specifically.
Yeah.
But yeah, and this is ultimately, I think some people are kind of like, oh, they're picking this anime up so much later. And also, the second thing that they announced was more or less a remake or remastering. They use the term enhanced version of the anime called Dragon Ball Super Beerus. And there's been some confusion over that, whether that's just the Battle of Gods Beerus arc where Beerus is introduced. But it seems to be, all signs are indicating it is, especially when you look at the official language where they say the anime. This is an enhanced version of Dragon Ball Super anime, not that one arc. They're saying the whole anime, and there's reports that's potentially only going to last for about 6 episodes as opposed to like 16
right
in the anime.
That's something I was maybe had some questions on, was like, how are we going to do the Beerus arc again? Because we got the movie, we got the Super anime,
count
and we
it out,
also
yeah.
have the manga
We
too.
have the manga. So that's three
So
different
there's
versions.
3 different versions of introducing us to Beerus.
Yeah.
And now we're gonna get a 4th one.
Yes.
I was a little nervous to hear that part.
Yeah, a lot of people were like, what is the point? We don't need this. I think we touched on this in our intro, at least part 2 of the intro. I seem to remember us touching on. There's a huge continuity gap that has started to form thanks to things like Daima that was introduced, which was basically Toriyama coming back and saying, hey, I want to expand on the story like a year after Boo was defeated, and I want to touch on the demon realm more. Well, we get into more transformations and more things that throw into question all the continuity that happened around, which, canon continuity, it's, as we will find out, it's not like the most important thing to the Dragon Ball room, the Dragon Ball heads, but I think it's nice to, so when people have come to me and they've said, I want to watch Dragon Ball Super, where do I start? I haven't been able to give them a clear answer.
Yeah, it's kind of hard.
Yeah.
It's like, watch the movies. Oh, wait, don't watch the anime. No, read the manga.
I've said things like, make sure you skip this anime, like, episodes. Skip ahead to here, watch the movie here, condense this part, and it gets really messy. And especially the manga does things where, like, the Frieza arc, Resurrection F, that is not in the manga, like, entirely.
It's referenced.
Yeah, it's like
it's like it gets like a panel, basically.
Well, and this is kind of the thing that, yeah, they kind of wound up doing this for a bit, where they would do movies as these big projects, and then they would say, oh, we're going to go to the anime, but then they had this whole continuity developing with the manga, and so, like, all of that together just wound up creating a mess of trying to keep things straight.
Yep.
And so I think the purpose of the Beerus Enhanced Edition, whether they subtitle each arc accordingly,
right,
or whether this is just what it's called until Galactic Patrol, I mean, the purpose, I think, is to streamline and, like, combine a lot of the continuity.
Kind of make a definitive version,
yeah,
more or less. Yeah. Which if you think of it that way, hopefully that's what they're thinking. I mean,
yeah.
It seems like it would be logically, but that would be much better than just, oh, we're going to remake it again, and you're going to buy tickets to go see it in theaters again. And
Right.
I'd rather them say, like what you're saying, where it's like, okay, we're going to rebuild this as a, like, more continuous story, or more aligned with everything else that we have now. Wasn't the Super, I don't want to get too far afield here, because we have a lot to talk about today.
Yes. Yeah.
But was the Super anime running ahead of the manga?
So this is what gets so messy about it, is if my memory is correct, and we'll save the specifics when we get to Super years from now, proper. But my understanding is that they did the 2 last Z films, which were Battle of Gods and Resurrection F, and then, in whatever fashion they decided to do this, they said, we're going to do the anime, Dragon Ball Super. It's going to come back as an anime, and we're going to retell the movies, but they rushed production on it. And that's why the animation quality is so poor.
Right.
In at least the first few episodes, if not arguably the first couple arcs, when they're like, oh, we're just retelling the movies. So that's where you get things where the manga actually started out being a promotional manga for the anime. So technically the anime was first.
Yeah.
And the manga was not the source of it, which is, as we're about to talk about in depth, that's not how manga and anime typically works, and that's definitely not how Dragon Ball worked.
No, not for a very long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Normally you have source material of manga, and then the anime is an adaptation of that.
Yep.
That didn't happen. It was kind of, there was this weird baton pass that happened where it was like, okay, the anime is first, the manga's promoting it, but then when the anime stopped, the manga kept going and did original material. Yeah. So it's really weird. And the manga has all these differences because Toriyama worked very closely with Toyotaro, who's the mangaka for Super. So, yeah.
Well, this would be probably a good spot to segue off this topic.
Yes,
and
agreed.
Let's go back. I think we should go back to the beginning.
How far back to the beginning, Danny?
The very beginning.
The very beginning.
As the book, as the manga puts it. What is it?
Yeah, what is the opening words?
The opening words are, long, long ago, in a deep, dark forest, far from civilization, beyond a towering range of, well, you get the idea. It's the kind of place this story like this has to begin. So, a very long time ago, in a place somewhere not here, I guess.
I love how that opens.
Yeah, it's just like, well,
A long time ago, in
a galaxy far, far away.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no, I think it would be good to start talking actually a little bit about like Toriyama and his kind of like the genesis of Dragon Ball before we kind of dive in. We're going to discuss. So if you're listening to this episode, first of all, welcome. We're glad you're here.
Yes.
We are going to be talking our way through the first 3 chapters, hopefully today, of the manga, and then correspondingly the first 2 episodes of the anime. That's kind of like the meat and potatoes of the discussion here. But I want to talk about first why Dragon Ball even exists, or like what events, what real world events happened to make Dragon Ball come into being. So
yeah, absolutely. Because there's some interesting things that led into it. This was a lot of fun to research and look into, and I mean, maybe this feels kind of lazy to say this, but my stance on this is that this isn't a rewatch podcast. Like, we're not going to go through beat by beat of every single episode. We're also not going to overlook arcs in great swaths. But we're also not going to be beholden to, we're stepping through every finite granular detail. But my stance is we're just going to do our research and see what jumps out to us.
Right.
And I had a lot of fun researching all the little bits and pieces to this.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of detail to how it got started. I think first I kind of want to let's just talk about what Toriyama was influenced by. Sure. Yeah.
And kind of what he was drawing from when he was creating this tale. Obviously, we've talked about this already. This is not his first manga that he ever did. And we'll talk about this when we actually get into the book proper. But like, you can tell that it's not his first manga.
Yes.
It's very professionally done.
Mm-hmm.
It's very well done. But also, there's a lot of things that just kind of feed into what eventually came out as Dragon Ball. He was a huge martial arts movie fan, like Jackie Chan, like classic Jackie Chan and Bruce Lee films. Like, he was a huge fan of those. He was a big fan of the Chinese novel Journey to the West, which the characters, the original characters for Dragon Ball, draw a lot of inspiration from, and a lot of the storytelling devices are very similar too. He was also influenced by Star Wars as far as like the sci-fi components are concerned.
It's apparently one of his favorite stories out there, Star Wars, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah. So there you go. Star Wars influencing Dragon Ball. It's kind of fun. Yeah. I don't know. What else did you find?
One of the things that I think we got to bring him up, because he's had like a pretty instrumental impact on the series. The editor for
Kazuhiko Torishima.
Yes, Torishima. Yep. Bit of an interesting and probably controversial character, depending on who you ask. There was an interesting quote. I'll see if I can pull it up here really quick. That I guess Toriyama said in an interview about Torishima. He's a guy who does not hide anything. This also means he says whatever he feels like saying. That I think we're suited for each other. People who hold things in are hard for me to figure out. So I thought it was interesting because Torishima basically has this reputation for kind of speaking his mind and not holding back on certain things, like whether ideas are good or not. And he basically challenged and shot down many of Toriyama's ideas. So one of the things that I had found was that apparently after Dr. Slump, which is the manga series, which I don't know about you, but I haven't done a ton of research into that.
I started reading it.
Yeah.
I don't remember how many chapters I'm in, but I started reading it. It's pretty funny. It's pretty good.
It's like more of a traditional comedy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? It's not really. There's action moments for sure, but it's more comedic. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's with Arale, who's that was like one of his big things. Because I mean, how many mangas had he done by that point? Was it mainly that?
That was his big one. That's
His
the one
big
that put him on the map.
And that's what made him the like
The millionaire celebrity, yeah. Yep.
and like the paparazzi crashing his
Yep.
wedding and all that
Yep.
stuff. So that was more of a Western, like a heavily Western influence thing. And basically he wanted a break from that. And Torishima, I guess, had suggested tapping into Journey to the West, which Toriyama liked. There was a Forbes interview from about 2016, which I thought was really interesting. And it's a pretty long interview. And there's this quote where Torishima was asked about like the process for Dragon Ball and developing it, and Torishima says the biggest reason that we were targeting Journey to the West, and he said it was his idea to target Journey to the West. He said the biggest reason is that it was free intellectual property, is it was very old, because like I forget exactly how old Journey to the West is, but it's an incredibly old Chinese tale.
I want to, off the top of my head, I'm thinking 1700s.
It might be like 15. I thought I saw dates that were like 1592 or something like that.
Now I got to look it up. Hold
But
on.
yeah, I'm kind of curious. So it basically Torishima's like, hey, here's this really old thing. You want to break from Western media? Why not go east, young man? And there's this really old tale.
Did you say 1592?
That's what pops in mind.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're right.
Wow, my
Nice
memory's
job.
really good.
1700s is way off for me. It was already ancient.
Well, it's a super long novel.
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
is.
like 1,500 page novel, like Les Miserables style novel. So
It's like the Chinese epic.
Yep.
Like similar to the Iliad or the Odyssey. It's a movie.
Yeah, how do they condense that? I mean, there's a movie, there's a manga or cartoon. Maybe not manga, but there's like a cartoon version of it, I've heard.
Yeah.
And like it adapts like many different. I mean, there was a whole video game that came out that was heavily based on it, right? In the past couple of years.
Sure.
I think Black Myth Wukong, which is when did that come out? I think it was like 3 or 4 years ago from
What is it called?
2026. Black Myth Wukong. Have you heard of
Black
that?
Myth.
Yeah.
Wukong.
Yeah, and I think
that?
it's from some Chinese developers.
Look, a monkey character with armor.
Yes, I definitely may have to, as a business expense.
Yes.
check out
The game is inspired by the classic Chinese novel Journey to the West. Is the first installment of the Black Myth series.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's a series. Interesting. I didn't know
Player assumes the role of the Destined One, a staff-wielding monkey who embarks on a journey to recover 6 relics corresponding to Sun Wukong's 6 senses. Interesting. Yeah. Huh. Widely influential piece of literature.
Yeah. So I guess Toriyama wanted to do something different. And one of the things that has been a hallmark of him as a creator, which we'll get into as we continue to take our journey to the East here, is that he's someone who likes to subvert expectations. He's someone who likes to go against the grain.
Yes.
So he was looking for something different, and Torishima's like, I think you should check this out. And Toriyama liked it a lot. So he kind of built the narrative around that. And then from what I saw, he did essentially like a really short, I believe it's called a one-shot Dragon Ball.
Dragon Boy. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you look into that?
I did look into it a little bit. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. So Dragon Boy, yeah, it's a one shot, like you said. It's got a lot of like elements of what Dragon Ball would eventually become. It's kind of his I don't know, test
Prototype?
piece.
Yeah.
Prototype. Yeah. But the main character is like Goku sized, but with Yamcha's face and hairstyle.
Oh boy.
It's really I'm gonna look it up now. Yeah, just so I can show you a picture.
Yeah.
Dragon Boy.
Yeah, I'd meant to dig into it more, and I just didn't get around to it.
Well, he actually.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Yeah. Do you see it?
Yep.
So he looks like Yamcha. He's got at least Yamcha's haircut.
Yeah.
The girl traveler he's with looks like Chi-Chi, but it's really like the Bulma prototype.
Okay.
And there's a dragon, obviously. The Dragon Boy has, instead of a monkey tail, he has dragon wings.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
And let's see. Boy features Tong Tong. I'm probably saying that wrong. Tong Tong is the name of the character. 45 page long. Yeah, so 2 chapters.
Wow.
Comedic style with action-oriented plot. I'm reading off of DragonBallFandom.com because that's how we do things.
Good resource.
Yeah, well, it's pretty accurate, I think. Probably.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a wiki, right?
I mean, from what I've looked at, I don't know about you, but I was looking into getting the Daizenshu a while back.
I was too, actually.
But
yeah.
it like only one volume was translated to English, from what I understand.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's like 7 of them. So,
okay, maybe this is a topic for future episodes, but like accessibility for English audiences in this fandom is
not great.
Questionable sometimes.
Yeah.
Like why are we not translating? Like, this is so big in the West and we're not putting it in English. Okay, anyway.
Yeah. I feel like it just makes me want to just get deeper into learning Japanese when I see stuff like that. I'm like, okay.
I don't have time for that. I'll be honest. I don't have time to learn Japanese.
Well, I've started, but it's going to take a while, obviously.
Yeah. It's not an easy language to just,
no.
I'm just going to pick it up.
No.
Especially to get to the point where you can read a manga.
Oh yeah. That's
and pick up on all the puns and like the differences between like Japanese characters and Chinese characters, which is,
oh yeah,
like a lot of stuff Toriyama would do. He would do play on words a lot and transliterations and like to pick up on all that, you would have to have such a deep knowledge of the language that we just aren't even close to having it. So anyway, that's my withdrawal of not wanting to learn Japanese.
That's fair. And to your point, like someone shouldn't have to be forced to learn a new language it's obviously like this whole series has been adapted to our culture. It's been translated for our culture, which is very awesome that a media engine like Viz Media and Shueisha and Toei and everything, they're all interested in sharing that with the world. That was actually really kind of cool about the whole Genkidamatsuir event, that they were live streaming it in English and watching them transliterate the captions. I was like, oh, they're doing their best.
Also, Hans Zimmer did the music for that.
Oh my gosh,
release. That was really cool.
Okay. Yeah. No.
Sure.
It goes to show it's a global thing.
Yeah.
To your
absolutely.
point, like
maybe,
it's not just
maybe Hans Zimmer's a Dragon Ball fan.
Maybe he is, and maybe he just got a big fat paycheck from.
He probably did get a big fat paycheck. Yes.
But yeah, I hope he at least has some passing interest in it, for sure.
I think it's worth mentioning too. Toriyama's wife was a big influence for him as well. She was also a mangaka.
Oh, really?
She was.
I know next to nothing about her, and I'm really interested. Yeah. So what did you find out?
Well, I'm finding stuff out literally right now.
Okay. I see. Well, so as you do some research.
I mean, I can imagine, like, if you're also married to a mangaka, you're going to be like, hey, is this idea trash or is this good? And they'll actually be able to give you a professional opinion.
Right.
I think that probably happened a lot.
Yeah.
I know that it was either her or Torishima who told him to change the design of Goku when he was designing him, because he designed him to look more like a monkey.
Okay.
Like very much like exactly like Sun Wukong, but like a cartoonized version of him. And then I don't remember who it was now. But I think it was his wife.
Okay.
No, it was Torishima. Now that I'm thinking about it, Torishima told him, "Hey, it's not very, very relatable to our audience to make him look like a monkey. You should make him look like a boy."
I was gonna say, because I thought you had said in the intro the editor said that. Okay, so while I'm glad you brought this up, because in my research, one thing that kind of blew my mind, and I was thinking, do I save this for a future episode, like very soon, like probably the next time we do a recording? But I'm just going to mention it now because I didn't realize that Toriyama's wife was a mangaka. Apparently her name, Nachi Mikami?
Yeah, Mikami Nachi.
Mikami Nachi. She actually came up with the name for the Kamehameha.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. That's what I found in my research, that apparently, he said Toriyama, he had a hard time contemplating and deciding the name for the attack, so he asked his wife, and she came up with it. She told him that it would be easy to remember the name of the attack if he used the name of the cultural Hawaiian king, Kamehameha. And that's where that came from. So she planted the seed, came up with the idea, pitched it to him. Really, really impressive. Really interesting, right?
Yeah. Okay, so I found this other website, the Tao of DragonBall.com.
Oh, I've never heard of it. Okay.
I've never heard of it either. But it's a article that somebody posted, and it's a translation of this page out of Birdland Press. Number 15 from November of 1984. And on the picture of this magazine is Goku flying the Nimbus with his Noyobu.
Is that designed by?
This is Toriyama's artwork. I believe.
It is.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
It's got to be.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's not.
I mean, it looks very much.
So it
like
says,
his
read
style.
Akira Toriyama's long lost explanation of where Dragon Ball came from with my commentary. So,
okay.
So Birdland Press was, I'm just reading off the website here. Birdland Press was official fanzine, a fanzine created by Akira Toriyama Preservation Society in Japan. Consisted of exclusive interviews with Toriyama, his wife, and other people in his life.
Oh,
He would often contribute to the magazine with exclusive information that never appeared anywhere else in the Dragon Ball series or guidebooks.
What?
These magazines are rare and expensive. Thankfully, I own 9 issues out of the 25. What?
Holy crap.
I don't know how.
I've never heard of this.
This is pretty cool if this is legit.
Yeah.
Go internet. Okay. In this article, we'll focus on page 5 of Birdland Press, number 15, where Toriyama explains the chronological record of where Dragon Ball came from.
Wow.
Yeah, this is like everything we're looking for right now.
Wow.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
so
I
he
found bits and pieces, but not
here's
all
his
that.
translation of, because it's all in Japanese, of course, right?
Yeah.
So here's his translation of Akira Toriyama's words. October of 81, engaged to Mikami Nachi. Around that time, I began to be influenced by China. I think that was because of her.
Is she from?
She was a big, no, she's not Chinese,
Okay.
but she was influenced also by, she liked the Kung Fu films and everything else, so I think she probably influenced that.
Really?
I read that from another place, yeah. My first Chinese motif, the Sun family, appeared in Dr. Slump in April of 82. December of 82, after drawing Dr. Slump chapter 50 or so, I felt like drawing a different manga, especially a Kung Fu one. March of 83, beginnings of Dragon Ball, or the first Chinese work that could be said to be art, where I began to think of the plot of Dragon Boy. July 83, Dragon Boy is announced. November 83, Dragon Boy sequel, The Adventure of Tong Po, was announced. And then January 84, thinking of concept art for new series. At this stage, it was going to be based on Journey to the West. I appealed to my editor, Torishima, to stop the serialization of Dr. Slump.
Which an editor probably wasn't thrilled to hear that, but
Right. April of 84, decided to make the work a Kung Fu thing. Went on a research trip to China. In May of 84, I'll get to that later because he did actually go to China. And there's a specific place that he went and visited that looks like the setting that you see in the background of a lot of the first few chapters.
Interesting. Okay.
But we'll get to that when we get into the book proper. May of 84, I summarized the concept of the new action project and then submitted it to Mashirito, a.k.a. Torishima. Must be another. It's first name? Possibly? Mashirito?
Gosh. I'm pretty sure
Anyway.
Torishima is a surname, but I could be
Slump
wrong.
was scheduled to end in August. August of 84, established the first draft of Dragon Ball. October 84, finished the second draft and began in earnest. November of 84, Dragon Ball started its serialization.
Got it. Okay. Interesting.
So his wife basically like got him interested in Chinese culture and China. They went on a trip to China to do research for the new Kung Fu Chinese inspired manga that he wanted to write, which became Dragon Ball. And Dragon Boy was a test piece
Interesting.
for that.
So, I think
that's what I'm gathering.
What I'm hearing you say is that we have Toriyama's wife, Nachi Mikami, to thank for a large part of the inspiration behind Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
Like many great things in this world.
Yes.
Yes. The poor women who are often much smarter and better at things are not getting the credit, is what I'm hearing.
Yes, pretty much. Yeah. So
wow.
thank you, Nachi-san,
Yeah.
for that.
Is she? This is probably neither
don't-
here nor there.
Yeah.
I mean, ever since Toriyama passed, I know his son has been kind of involved with a lot of his like posthumous dealings and everything. I hope everything is okay with her and her life and everything post Toriyama.
Yeah, I don't really know,
Yeah.
to be honest.
Hmm.
Okay. So that's the influence.
Yeah.
We're already at a half hour. This is great.
I mean,
There's so
I
much
knew
to talk about.
we haven't even gotten to anything past the
Oh,
first page.
man.
I just knew
Yeah.
there's so
Like,
much.
there's no way. How are we going to fill an hour? Oh, we'll fill an hour.
Yeah.
All right.
It'll be very easy.
So I think some other things maybe to talk about in general as far as this piece of work.
Mhm.
Toriyama, this piece is a shonen manga, which
Mhm.
basically means it's a genre of manga that's more action-based storytelling.
Mhm.
I believe the target audience for lots of shonen in Japan especially was like boys like 12 to 18 years old. So like
Mhm.
teenage boys was the target audience for a lot of shonen, because and I don't know all the cultural reasons why. Maybe you looked into that more. I'm guessing it's because the mangakas at the time and the editors probably thought boys would be more into action versus like love stories or slice of life stuff.
Yeah, I think that's probably something that transcends cultures.
Yeah.
That would be that. I didn't look into shonen specifically, but that would be a nice little thing to do more research on as we continue to delve into.
Like different types of manga.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. That's kind of the gist of like shonen and where this piece lies within the
Right.
different genres.
Yeah. One thing that I'd be curious to know about the history of shonen, because Dragon Ball is considered one of the like the big three, or at least it's inspired like many of the current big shonen properties.
Right.
And like, I mean, literally when Toriyama passed, like every mangaka who was alive and working had a tribute art panel, had thoughts that
Right.
they shared. I think Oda, the Ichiro Oda, who's the mangaka for One Piece, I think he was actually really good friends with Toriyama and really lamented his passing.
Yeah.
But I'd be kind of curious, like we talked a little bit about Astro Boy in the first episode. I'd be kind of curious, like who were the mangaka and what were the properties like Astro Boy that were kind of predating Dragon Ball, and what did they do different, and how did Dragon Ball change the game, so to speak. One thing that I did find, just like touching on themes and just stylistically kind of what makes Dragon Ball different, this I found, I think, on one of the wikis, and I thought was kind of interesting. I had saved it. And just the idea that Toriyama kept a lot of his stuff lighthearted and slapstick, kind of like a comedy, but also had a lot of action in it over time. But it contrasted heavily with stuff that was very sensationalized and graphic, like Fist of the North Star, Devilman, and JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Yeah.
Those series were more of the like graphic, intense, like violent series, and Dragon Ball was like, no, we're just doing a fun little adventure, and we're gonna have some violence in here, and it's gonna escalate, and it's gonna become more violent. Yeah. But it's way much more about a journey. Yeah. So I thought that was really interesting too, because again, I'm assuming that those predated Dragon Ball a fair amount, and
I think. Well, it's funny you brought up Fist of the North Star. I don't know this one at all, but I was in my kind of cursory research I was doing, I discovered it, and I was like, oh, this is interesting. And I guess it kind of pushed Dragon Ball in a slightly different direction after the first arc.
Interesting. Okay.
So Torishima noticed that sales for the manga were dropping after, like, near the end of the Pilaf saga, like around chapter 23, whatever the end of it is, right? And he and Toriyama had a meeting, and they're like, Torishima is basically like, hey, we need to have more action in this. So that's where, like, the tournament arc eventually came out of that. The next series where Goku meets Krillin and they start training, and we'll get into all that too. But things like Fist of the North Star were selling better than Dragon Ball.
Interesting.
So Torishima basically was like, can you go and inject some of this? What he thought correctly was, hey, we need more action. We need more of the fighting, and maybe, keep the slapstick stuff, but let's focus a little bit more on the action part too. Mm-hmm. And Toriyama's art style actually lends itself really well to action, because he really, like, motion and space. He's really, really good at portraying that through his art style.
Yeah.
And
that's legendary.
Yeah. And there's a few panels that we'll go through when we go through just the first chapter, where like things, you can hear the sounds that are happening and you can see the motion happening on the page. The way he uses his paneling and the way he draws space and perspective is legendary, and really lends itself to, like, action and fighting a lot. So it just leveled up when he started adding more of that. We get to the tournament saga, and, like, everything just blows up from there and becomes much, much bigger. And the Toriyama's art style is a huge reason for that.
Yeah. So it basically looks like they were more or less contemporaries, those three of Dragon Ball. Right. And it would be kind of fun to do a little bit of comparison. At least, so that's kind of interesting to think about, the fact that they essentially maybe push Dragon Ball in a different direction. And clearly, I mean, no disrespect to any of those three, I think there are many people I know who are big, like, manga aficionados or otaku, who they would, like, say, oh, Fist of the North Star and JoJo are, like, some of the best shonens ever, and they wouldn't even put Dragon Ball in their top 10, which I think is a little insane, because when I look at just the breadth and history of Dragon Ball, it's just undeniable. But so I see there's a few other notes that
I mean, I was writing down some other ideas, like his character design. I didn't really look into these too much or think about them too much for this episode, but things to think about in the future as we go through his character design elements, how he draws his characters, or what kind of characters he likes to design. His the way he introduces new characters, his comedic style is, I think, going to be a big thing we're going to talk about right away.
I mean, I think we'll be touching on it. I mean, we already technically have from the first page and everything. I mean, the whole, like, hey, a long time ago, you get the picture. Right. That's just very much okay, this is setting the tone that don't take this too seriously.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
You know? Yeah, and I mean, one of the things which we will definitely take a moment to talk about when we get to it, because I got some stuff that I looked up, but the thing that I didn't realize until I was digging into it a little bit with Dragon Boy is apparently there was already some, like, sitcom style, like the lead, like, stumbling on the princess naked very quick, and you're like, okay, so Toriyama's already fitting in his, like, you know, suggestive, vulgar sense of humor pretty early on in his tests for how to tell this story. So that's something that definitely comes back in big ways as we get into the series. So we'll touch on that and try to give some context for it as well.
Yeah. Another thing I noticed too that he does is he likes to play with contrast a lot. So, like, just as an example, the contrast of the world being the world of Dragon Ball being, like, there's prehistoric elements to it, and then there's like highly advanced technology as well. It's kind of something Star Wars does a lot too.
Like the used world and
right. Like Tatooine is like high technology mixed with rural scraping it by, like living in the dirt stuff. And it's like they both exist in the same place, which is really, really fascinating, right?
Well, I mean, this just kind of made me chuckle too. And this touches on that. I think it touches on his sense of humor, because there's so many different things that I think if you were to look at them on their face, you'd be like, this doesn't work. But you got to remember, like, this is as the story is getting started, and there's a lot of things that he's trying, and some things become bigger parts than others. But in chapter 2, not jumping too far ahead, but in chapter 2 on page 14, there was a UFO that flew by.
I was going to ask about that.
Yeah, I was like, oh my gosh.
I actually have that in my notes. I'm like, what is this on this page? Like, what is this panel?
I think it's a gag. I think he's literally just like, I mean, I can't imagine what else it would be unless I'm missing something.
Is it right when they go to bed? Is it chapter 2?
Page 14 of chapter 2. So in your compendium, I'm not sure which specific like.
Oh, okay, so he brings the wolf and then he eats it.
Yeah,
there it is. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. I'm like, what is that flying around? Maybe it's Jakku.
Jumping way ahead.
Yeah.
It probably is Jakku. Just
it's like in
around.
the first episode of Pokemon where Ho-Oh appears in the sky. You're like, what is that?
Yeah. When they come back to it later. Yeah. No, I think you see these things like dinosaurs and like fish talking and animals talking and stuff like that.
Right.
It's like, it's all part of it.
But then there's like the capsules, right? At the same time.
Yeah, the magic, the science, the fantasy, the sci-fi. Like all these things that you're like, this doesn't work, but between the collaborative process of Toriyama, and his wife, Mikami, like all working together, it seems like they really crafted, I mean, Mikami probably not being as heavily involved in the creative process and more just advising and giving feedback. Really, really interesting. So,
yeah. Another thing, I mentioned this before, but one of Toriyama's influences for the first setting, which is Goku's home, was so when he visited China with his wife, I believe his wife went with him because they were married at that point. And when he's researching for this new manga he was writing, one of the places he visited was Guilin, China.
Okay.
Which is...
I'm kind of curious. Yeah. Where is
Guilin, China. On the map. This is...
Yeah, where in relation?
It's southeast China, maybe... I don't know how many miles, but it's northwest of Hong Kong.
Okay.
Kind of between Hong Kong and Chongqing.
Is it like pretty rural?
Chongqing? I don't know how to say that. No, there's a city there.
Is it in
it's
Guangxi?
Guangxi, yes. And if you look at pictures of this area, I'll pull some up for you to look at them, but I would encourage you to look them up. If you're not driving, look up some pictures of Guilin.
Yeah, pull over on the side of the road.
Yep, there we go.
Yeah.
You'll notice some very, very similar looking.
Oh, the river and those tall mountains.
Those tall, rounded
that
mountains.
Is Dragon Ball.
Isn't this not where Goku's from?
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Yep.
If they ever do, let me put it this way: if they ever do a live action movie, right, that's where they got to do.
This is where they got to do it.
Yeah.
Right. Because like this is 100% where he's from.
Yep. Wow. Yeah, it looks like it's from another world.
It looks like it's from another world. Yep. These like
beautiful.
These like tall, steep, round top mountains with like this winding river going through it. Really misty, very heavily forested.
Wow.
It's beautiful. I would love to go there.
I want to go there.
I want to go there
so badly.
And the reason I thought of this was actually, so my wife and I took a trip to Disney this December.
Oh yeah.
For Christmas.
Yeah.
And we were at Epcot.
Okay.
And Epcot has a bunch of like little villages of different countries, basically, right? So they have like a Netherlands one and a Mexico one, and they have a Chinese one.
Okay.
And in the Chinese one, there was a video that you could go and watch of like the landscapes and people of China, and they were showing all these different like places in China. China's stinking huge, by the way.
Yes.
It's a big country. There's a lot of diversity in China,
Mm-hmm.
not only with its people, but also its landscapes and everything else. And one of the pictures that they showed was this. And I was like, holy crap, that's Dragon Ball.
Wow, good eye.
I was like, that looks like Goku's home.
So you didn't know that was where Toriyama went.
No.
You were just like, wait a second.
No, I looked it up afterwards. I was like, where did Toriyama ever visit China? And I was like, oh yeah, he went there. And I was like, wow, I nailed it. Like,
wow.
Yeah. So it was
good
like,
eye.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeah. It was pretty like eye opening. I was like, oh, okay. So like very, very heavily influenced by like this area specifically of China for like the first early setting.
Wow.
And it's gorgeous. I mean, how could you not be influenced by this?
I know. Yeah. Man, this is exactly why I wanted to do this podcast.
Yeah.
Is like, who would have thought about all these different things coming together?
Mm-hmm. Hey Dragon Ball fans, we hope you enjoyed this episode of Journey to the East with your hosts Jack Albert and Danny Hafenstein.
Recording and mastering for each episode is handled by Danny, while editing and publishing is handled by me. Artwork and logo was designed by me as well. Our last time on Journey to the East Tsunami-style recap for each episode was recorded and provided by Zeke.
If you like what you hear, please share with your friends. One of our goals is to bring more people into this wonderful fandom. We love this series so much and want to share our thoughts with you all and have you be part of the discussion. Please like and subscribe to our content wherever you get your podcasts, rate and review, and share it with others.
If there's somewhere that you want to see us that we're not, please let us know, and we'll gather the Dragon Balls up and talk to Shenron and make it happen.
If you feel like supporting us, you can use the Buy Me a Coffee link in the episode description. This will help us create future content for you to enjoy. Thank you so much, and see you next time on Journey to the East.